Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Danielle. I wasn't gonna post this today, but I actually came home and had the e.l.f. Jkissa collab waiting for me, and I purchased this before I planned on making videos. So I figured might as well talk about it since I'm not really a part of this world and I don't have any frame of reference or like any sense of bias, or it's obviously not sponsored. I thought I would talk about this palette, and it's also like not really my aesthetic, and I bought it for kind of weirdly specific reasons. So I wanted to get into that a bit and test it out with you guys. I swatched them on my hands, but I haven't really tried it. So let's get into it. The package I ordered from e.l.f. I actually had planned to order from Ulta, but Ulta's website was having some crazy issues, so I was just like, screw it, I'm gonna order from e.l.f. And I guess I must have been one of the first people to order, because my package, I remember her saying this in her like release video, but my package came with like a handwritten note from her, which is really sweet. I can't imagine what it took to do this. Like, my hand would hurt after writing one of these. Never mind, I think it was like the first 50 or 100 or something people got these. So that was really sweet. I mean, the other thing is, like, what do I do with this? I'm not gonna put this on my fridge. Do I save it? Like, I feel bad throwing it away. This girl wrote it. It's like, this is her baby. Like, I don't know what to do with it. So that part, I think, is a little sad. And then I ordered the whole collection, and I actually ordered 2 of the mascaras. So I don't know if this is because of some promotion they were running, you know, with this collab, or I now noticed when I was checking the website for something else that like orders over $25 get a free gift, and since I bought 2 of the mascaras it would have been over $25, so I don't know what that was, but it actually came with three free products, which is kind of crazy. It came with, I mean, it's not what you're here for, but came with like a lipstick. I mean, these came in packaging. I just opened them to see what they were. A blush, which is really a highlighter. I've never used this as blush. And a matte liquid eyeshadow. So I thought that was nice of e.l.f. I also realized that all those products are currently, or now, not when I ordered this, but now they're on sale. So like, not that shocked. It's like a $3 gift with purchase, but still very sweet of them. And then so the Jkissa stuff. So it came, you know, again, I'm not the biggest like packaging. I care what the packaging looks like. This is e.l.f. packaging. It's not, you know, they did put a really nice design into it. I know she like loves the like tattoo flash art packaging, all that good stuff. That's the packaging that they all came in. Again, I ordered all 3 pieces, and it's $23 for the 3 of these, and then I ordered an additional mascara, which I think is $5. So I ordered the palette for a couple of reasons. It's funny, I am not the biggest Jkissa fan. I'm not a fan of hers. I'm just not actively, I don't dislike her. I'm not actively a fan. Her aesthetic is very different from mine. I do really like her personality, but she's not one of the people whose videos I'm like, click on as soon as they're posted, because the looks aren't anything like any makeup I would ever do in a million years. So I tend to not watch her videos on a super regular basis. Normally just if I'm kind of in a YouTube hole and like really need something to watch, quite frankly. But this really, I mean, I thought it was so beautiful, you know, that she was so excited about this and all of that good stuff. But there's a couple things about this palette, which is the first thing I'm going to show, that really intrigued me. I wonder if you can get that better without catching the reflection. I'm sure if you're watching this, you've seen photos of this online. But these, you know, not the crazy colors, but these neutral colors are like my everyday colors. I mean, literally my 2 everyday colors. I was actually planning on making a video about this next, but I guess it's going to be this. One of my all-time favorite colors is MAC Uninterrupted, also Bobbi Brown Camel. They're like almost identical, which are super similar, maybe just a touch darker than, what's that one called? BFF. And then the one above it is looks a little redder, but is pretty similar to MAC Brown Script. Wow, like really just a touch less brown. And then this you can kind of use to make any brown shade kind of more like this, like mustardy brown, I feel like. So I was like, this is actually a great little palette for travel or just to have in my collection because it has a lot of what I need in my average look. It comes with this little mini brush, which I guess I could try. I actually don't have a lot of palettes with brushes. I just realized that today. The only one I have is an Anastasia palette, which I was only just sort of like given as a hand-me-down from a friend that didn't like it. So none of my other palettes have ever come with brushes. So I don't mind sort of it. It feels fine. I like e.l.f. brushes just fine. Quickly, I'll go into the other two. The mascara, I believe this is $6. I want to say this is $5, and then the palette makes up the difference. I should have double checked that. I apologize. Also, in terms of availability, the palette is sold out on both Ulta and e.l.f.'s website. Although on Ulta it says coming soon, so it looks like they'll be restocking this. These two are still totally available. So the mascara is a brown mascara. I don't know how well you'll be able to see the color because it's kind of dark in here, but it's like a rusty brown color. And the eyeliner is like a deep blue. This was the only thing that I wasn't thinking about buying, but I was like, I might as well buy the whole thing. It seems nice enough, but I have a blue mascara, and then on top of that, I ended up getting the Glossier mascara, eyeliner, sorry, not mascara. And then I got the Glossier Play one, and they're really similar. So I actually swatched those to compare. That I'll show you in a minute, but I wasn't planning on getting that, but it looks really nice, and I figured like it's a $5 eyeliner. Like if I use it a couple times, I won't be that upset at how much I spent on it or anything like that. But let's jump into this. I already did foundation, concealer, and bronzer, which is all drugstore. I'll link them in the description box. And then I wanted to go in with all the things from this collection and sort of finish out the look. Let's start with eyeshadow. I'm not going to try and use all of these. I'm actually not going to try and do something crazy. I'm going to do what I thought of when I saw this and what I would do on an everyday basis, which is for me what would determine sort of the plausibility on this being good or not. I'm sure you can find swatches all over the place, so I don't want to focus on that, but let's go straight into the look. I am starting off with, I guess this is a Morphe M330, M330. And I'm going to go into that shade that I was really excited about, BFF. It's funny, online I saw that there wasn't a lot of kind of kick up with these eyeshadows, but I'm getting some. Doesn't really bother me. It definitely makes my bathroom a little dirtier over time, and I'm going to put that mainly in the crease, but kind of all over the lid, to be honest. That's how I like to use the equivalent shadows of these that I'm obsessed with. Check in the mirror. And it definitely looks just like and kind of performs just as nicely as the other shadows that I have that are in this color range. I actually really love this. And again, this is already proof. I would just do this in a liner and like go to work or like something super casual. So I'm just bringing that into the crease and then taking the excess and putting that over the lid so it's not super pigmented on the lid. And that's exactly what I wanted it to be. I'm actually really pleased with how it goes on the eyes. So now I'm gonna try that sort of call it mac and cheese? Yeah, her mac and cheese shade, which I do. It's funny, we do have an affinity for the same tones I've noticed in her videos. I too have always tried to find like the perfect version of this kind of shade, and I'm so happy she included it in this palette. So I'm gonna try and go in and add a little bit of that to like the inner part of my eyes here. I don't want my makeup look to be, again, I don't really wear crazy makeup. I don't want it to be too crazy because I have to see people tonight who wouldn't probably respond well to me having like a, you know, purple and green eyeshadow look. So I'm gonna keep it like relatively subtle. I'm gonna look in the mirror for this, sorry. Yeah, I mean, I'm taking this on a packing brush. This is also for Morphe. God, they're not, my aesthetic isn't to like schling Morphe, but I am using a couple other brushes today, Morphe M167. I do feel like if I had used an eyeshadow primer, which I don't really use on an everyday basis, which is why I didn't want to try it tonight, or a white primer or like a super opaque concealer, these colors would be popping a little more. They're subtle. That's what I want them to be. Again, I'm trying to get that result. I'm not trying to get the opposite. So I'm sure if you sort of manipulated the other products you were using, you could get these to be a lot brighter. That did, again, exactly what I thought it would do. It sort of really yellowed up that shade already because it's not a super, super opaque color. It does have some sheerness to it, so it sort of just added to the tone that was already there. It didn't really feel like its own color. And, you know, to be fair, that was me using it on like a relatively flat brush. So if you're really trying for this to have super standout pigment, I mean, that was another layer, and it's a little bit better. It's a little more visible as its own color, but you know, without something underneath it that's gonna really like make this pop, I don't think that's gonna pop if that's what you're going for. Again, I'm stoked about it. I'm actually really more impressed than I expected to be when I initially swatched these. So then finally I'm gonna go in with Danger? No, My Moon. Yes. This rusty shade. It's a little red, and I guess what do I want to do with that? I mean, honestly, on a normal day, I'd probably wear this for the sake of this video to make it a little more fun. I'll deepen the crease with this color. Maybe put a little along the lash line. It's not something I do every day. And this is like definitely not the right brush for it, but I think my other one is dirty. This is also a Morphe brush. I'm sorry. An M321. They're just so cheap, you know? I mean, I'm not mad about that. And then I'm gonna fluff that all together so it's a little less defined. This is coming off a little more like defined and pigmented, not patchy by any means, but I do want it to look a little more seamless and blended. So those are the three neutral colors in the palette. I'm gonna move the camera so that you can see it in better light. Clean up the side a teeny bit. But honestly, that's really pretty. I'm actually pretty impressed. I feel like they perform just as well as like their MAC counterparts that I'm obsessed with. So that's the eye so far. I'm gonna finish on the lower lash line. Oh, I forgot to test the brush. I guess I can do it on the lower lash line with this like more pencil-y brush. Maybe I'm gonna start with BFF. I'm going there. I kind of need the mirror for this guy. Okay, so far this brush is like totally fine. And then, I'd actually prefer to do this with some sort of linery brush. I guess I'll use this one. I'm gonna go in with an angled brush and put the red color really close to my bottom lash line just because I want it to be like right up against there. Sorry, you can't see. And only on the outer section of my eye. Okay, I'm not mad about that. Really quickly, for the sake of this demo, let's try the blending side and see if it, I mean, it feels nice, it feels really soft, it feels like if I was putting a color down for the first time, it would really do the trick. I guess I could add a little bit more of BFF to the crease here. Yeah. I mean, I can't really see a ton because all the colors are really similar, but that blended nicely. Not mad about it. Could totally take this in and of itself on like a weekend away and would be really stoked. So we will now look at the eyeliner. This is called eyeliner. This does not have a shade name. It's called Retractable Gel Eyeliner. Just Jkissa blue. So I guess it's not that hard to figure out. But this is what it looks like. So what I swatched it in comparison to were, I'm going to do it again live for you because it's sort of worn off. So I own two other blue eyeliners. One is the new Glossier Play in Hardcore Velvet, and one is this NARS Kohl liner in Naxos. This one is shimmery, and then I'll show you, and then this one's a little different as well, I found out. So this is the Jkissa liner. I'm going to try and do this as much in the light as possible. Oh, it's not really a line. And then this is it next to the Glossier liner, which I don't know if you can tell there, the Glossier liner is a touch darker and a touch greener. And then this is Naxos, which is actually a super similar tone as the e.l.f. eyeliner, just shimmery. It has like little silver shimmers in it, so it almost feels like a little bit lighter, but it is actually almost exactly the same tone. I'll show you that in like a better lighting closer up. Let's see if you can see it better. So the top is Jkissa, the center is Glossier Play, and the bottom is the NARS. So here it is. I'm going to put it in my upper waterline, maybe a little on my lid. After my Glossier video, I had a couple friends text me being like, no, actually show us how you put eyeliner on your waterline because I have to pick up my eye, which I mentioned. It's really fucking weird looking. I'm sure that there is going to be naysayers towards that technique. I am too afraid to just like put that right there. I tried it once being like, am I doing it wrong? It didn't work. I pick up my lid, I expose my waterline, I put eyeliner on. Normally if I think about it, I do it first actually if I know I'm definitely wearing eyeliner so that I don't mess with the shadow on my lid. I mean, it never really does anything, but if it's a really glittery pigment, it can get annoying. So I try and do it a little earlier if I can think of it, but I normally don't. So I normally do it now, but we're going to put this on our upper waterline. Hi. And my allergies are actually kind of bad, so my eyes are watering, but that's that. I mean, this is what I would wear it, and I would kind of put it on top of my eye so you can see. I guess if I blend it right up into the lash line, that will be okay. So I'm just putting it right up there. I'm actually, since that, I'm gonna smudge it out a teeny bit. Looks nice. Let's see what the other side looks like, and if we don't match them, we will smudge it out a bit. Oh, not bad. That one really easy. I actually really like that. I find the color went over the shadow really nicely. It's super opaque. It was creamy. She's a fan. And that's that. That's the eyes without the mascara. So next, the mascara also doesn't have a name. It just says brown. I really am bummed you can't see the color of this in the camera because it's a lot browner. I mean, this looks black. Sorry. But it's super brown and it's a super light brown. Now, I actually tried this as soon as my package came because I was already wearing makeup and I put it on. And I didn't notice it a ton. I figured it was because I had black mascara under it. But then I did look online to see, I went online to see if these were still available. I noticed this had a 3-star review on Ulta and it had one review saying that the color didn't show up enough, which is unfortunate. So, I mean, that's also kind of nice. So it doesn't look like a colored mascara. It just gives like a subtle effect for just like a softer lash look to have a brown mascara. But you know, people are sort of buying this for the colors, and it would be, I think people are probably expecting it to not be so subtle. I'm sure if you use like a primer maybe underneath this, not even just to like lengthen your lashes, but if it's white, it might show this better. I didn't even think about that, but we will give it a go. So that's that. So I don't use mascara on my bottom lashes. I apologize in advance for people who would like to see that, but it's just not something I do, so I'm not gonna do this for the sake of that product. Again, I'm trying to use them the way I would a normal makeup routine for me. I do actually like the way that mascara made my lashes look. Maybe not so much the left one, but I was trying to look at the screen and less so at the mirror. But I'm not disappointed. It's just like a little wonky. The brush on this is nice. It's almost like a subtler shape of that like kind of hourglass brush, the like Too Faced Better Than Sex type brush. That's also, you know, the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. Now it's showing up in the ColourPop blush. It slightly goes in right there, you see? And then kind of tapers back out. So I do really like these kind of brushes. They feel like, you know, the hair brush is not, yeah, it's like a hair, not a silicone brush, which I prefer as well. Tends to give more volume, which is what I'm looking for in a mascara. I don't notice a major color difference, but it is just giving a more subtle effect than a black mascara. I will bring you up a little closer so that you can see. Yeah, I mean, again, the lighting isn't the best in here, but it definitely just looks normal. But I do like the overall effect. I'm gonna try she has one big shade in here that's like a highlighter shade for either it's a shimmer or inner corner highlight, or I'm gonna try this as a highlighter because I haven't used one yet. I was thinking about using that free e.l.f. blush as a highlighter, but that could be a little extra. So this is an Eco Tools brush, doesn't have, oh, it's called the Controlled Setting brush. I like to use it to highlight sometimes. And I'm gonna go into this shade, I think this is 23, yeah. And just touch that on my cheekbones. It's really nice. It has more of a gold undertone. I mean, kind of champagne-y with a little bit of gold. I really like that. It's like the amount of subtleness I want. I don't like a blinding in-your-face highlight. The excess down the nose. I'll put a little on my chin. Huh, I really like that. This is officially like perfect to travel with. I don't need a highlighter or eyeshadow. I am really digging that palette. I'm like it a lot more than I expected to. I'm really stoked about that. To finish up the look, I'm gonna just put the one other e.l.f. product I own that I had before today, the e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush. This is the shade Always Rosy. And, or this might be a regular e.l.f. blush. I can't remember anymore. I think it's from the Primer Infused line. And just gonna finish up with this guy. These are really super pigmented, so I try and pick up the smallest, teeny tiniest amount. Oh, I want to put on the free lipstick I got. This is, I believe that was called the Satin Touch. Oh, here we go. Beautifully Bare Satin Lipstick, and this is in the shade Touch of Nude. Just a touch of nude. Thank you. This will look okay with it, I think. Oh, actually kind of nice. It's like a sheer nude, but more on the brown side. A little cool. A really nice formula. Is that from this? Yeah. It smells like vanilla. I'm a sucker for a sweet flavored lip product. But that's the final look, guys. I'll show you a little closer. My hair down now. I hope you enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun trying this out. I'm so impressed. I actually love each of the three products. I am really impressed with the quality for the price. This is one of the, I think I own two other products that are YouTube collabs, which are like sort of accident. Well, one, I had no idea who the I didn't watch YouTube at the time. I didn't know what it was. And the other was sort of by chance. And I'm really happy that I bought this. I really love it. I'm, you know, no bullshit. This is like a good palette for the price point. I don't own a ton of palettes. I want to throw that out too. I own 1, 2, 3, 4 what I'd call palettes and like 2 more quads. Like I like single eyeshadows. I don't really buy a ton of palettes unless I know I'm gonna like all the colors, and I'm really happy I took the plunge on this because I love it. And it's you know, the 3 colors I tried are colors I would use all the time, and I envision myself getting a lot of use out of it. So thanks for checking this out. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you later. Videos right now are going to be Tuesdays and Fridays, I guess. That's how it's been going. That's how I'm going to keep doing it. So hopefully I can continue that for you guys, and I will see you on Friday then. Bye.